quickly. Let us seek out Doriani's reserves, whatever they may be. Just between us, the existence of this Quachik vault gives me pause. How many other plans does Doriani have in motion? Keep your eyes open. I am struggling to reconcile two men. One is history's greatest monster, maligned across Wraeclast's written and oral traditions. The other is a man we brought back from the past, one who portrays himself as desperately trying to save his people. Are they one and the same? He accepts responsibility for the things he has done, claiming they were necessary. I suppose I have no moral high ground to stand on. Doriani could not have done any of what he did if I had not grown the beast.
Time is short. Make haste.
Before us stands Mount Cryer, the most isolated peak in the Azmiri Ranges. At its summit, you will find the Quachik Vault. There is no predicting the state of those within. If their discipline and loyalty endure after all these generations, they will know us by a certain phrase. Tell them, the time of the sparrow has come.
They'll hear that and suddenly surrender. You best be right about that.
If they will not listen, I will come to assist you. Remember, subdue them, but do not kill them. They will fight for us one way or another. In my youth, all I wanted was power. I was the smartest, the sharpest. I rose to prominence on sheer force of will. Once I became the right hand of Queen Azmiri, I realized that the system of merit I believed in was an illusion. Knowledge and science were merely ruthless tools for the nobles in their mad quest for eternal dominion. I had no power. I was a slave. From then on, I spent every spare moment secretly pursuing ways to save my people. I placated Azmiri and the nobles by day, but fought a war against death itself by night. The flesh, the soul, machinery, time itself. No possibility was left unexplored. If all else failed, that is what the Quachik Vault was for. Should the entire world be ravaged by the cataclysm, some Val would still remain, deep in the most remote mountain. The final and most desperate contingency. I am wary now after hearing about the people living in sunken Utzal in your era. Isolation and containment drove them to horrific ends. There were systems put in place in Quachik to avoid such problems, but the vault was never intended to last this long. If the people in the vault are still healthy and sane after all this time, it will be proof that the Val are indeed worthy of my extreme efforts. If they are not, I already suspect what might have gone wrong. The cataclysm came sooner than I'd hoped. The full complement of originally intended inhabitants was not achievable. I had to fill out the ranks with some candidates that I had previously ruled out due to their religious proclivities. Blood rituals and sacrificial rites were not uncommon in the Empire, but I disdain such wastefulness. More than that, religion tends to spread in confined spaces. I can only hope sanity has prevailed within the vault. Quickly.
Welcome to Mount Crier. Not the friendliest peak in the Ranges. Keep your footing, keep your wits. You might just leave with both intact. If not, well, these slopes are littered with folk who made the same mistake. I am troubled by stories of deception, by voices that are not the spirit. Is there someone out there misleading us, whispering in our ears, leading us to our dooms? It sounds like our stories of a snake, but of that, I know little. Hasn't troubled us for generations. An elder would know better than I. Some call him a genius, others a monster. The truth is usually somewhere in between. Me, I say power like his comes with a cost. It's never the one wielding it who pays. Remember that the next time you go thinking you're on the same side. I know the one. Once a proud hunter, now lost to madness. But her kin to the spear, 'cause the spirit told her to. So she says. More likely the snake. If you could deal with her, you'd be doing us all a favor. And probably her as well. Good hunting.
Good day to you. I'm Hilda. Been roaming the world for some time now, hunting all manner of beasts. And as soon as I get my arse back to Mount Crier, it's all turned to shite. My tribe has fled the region. Someone was roughing them up. I got one guess who. Lythara, a skilled hunter from a neighboring tribe, has lost her mind. She and her followers drove my people out, and she turned on her own. I'd sort her out myself, but she packs quite a punch. If you're heading up the mountain, you'll have to deal with her. But there's something else I'd ask of you. There's one beast I've not been able to best. A yeti, deep within the caves of Mount Crier. A truly fearsome bastard. Many claim to have seen him, just not up close. One thing's certain, though. You'll hear him. Oh, an unmistakable howl against the icy winds. Seek him out, slay him, and bring me his tusks. I'll make it worth your while. Outstanding. Be careful. He's a tough bugger. Been hunting that yeti in the proper season these last 5 years. Oh, he's a shifty one. I follow his howl, but I think he knows. I think he's got the sense. I bet he feels the hair on his neck stand up when I'm on his trail. He'll never feel you coming, though. Doesn't know your scent. There's living Val in Mount Crier. Well, I'll be damned. The stories are true. It's not some children's tale from the elders, but a yarn we weave on the winter solstice. Many generations ago, a Val named Uramotti came to us and wanted to buy a mountain from the Izmiri. You can't buy a mountain, it's nonsense. They simply exist. So we let him pass. Countless Val marched up there, trying to capture Mount Crier. Well, they busied themselves, certainly, as eventually they went silent. We assumed they died up there, trying to buy the mountain from the sky. Perhaps they did make a deal. but with Prospero instead. He'd be the type to sell you a mountain. The spirit is a load of codswallop, if you ask me. Have nothing more to say on it. All right then, you nosy blighter. Let me tell it as it is. I'm a hunter, I run the woods, the fields, and I've trapped many beasts. Yet I've never heard a voice or saw a light leading me. It's always just been me. Alone. The spirit stayed silent when my dear brother lay starving. Nor did it light up the night when my ailing mother was lost to the wilderness. Even if it does exist, what use is it? In a world brimming with pain and misery. For nothing. A pleasure.
Quickly.
Speak.
I need more time.
How can I advise you?
Time is short. Make haste.
Yes? Of course. What is it? Time is of the essence.
How can...
Speak. Indeed. Yes? These are our supplies. I will make use. Go.
my power to wield.
Dear mountain-born of Cryer, another solstice is upon us. We shall be joined at the week's end by the fine hunters of Draelin for a feast most spectacular. Ready the meat and the mead. Bring your most splendid of songs. We shall dance and sing merry into the longest night. Spirit guide you always, the Elder Crew.
Greetings.
Speak. Go.
not.
What have you learned? Do whatever it takes.
Go on. Quickly. As expected, time is of the essence.